dinner, and someone asked me if I actually tore my bicep off of the bone on my right arm. But a gay man asked me if I did it doing French curls. You're not laughing as much because, of course, in Washington, D.C., no one's done a French curl since like 1984. So, at any rate, I thought it was sort of funny. And I mean, I realize I shouldn't be like having a lot of California attitude about this because it was such a gay cliche. My husband and I were rearranging furniture in our bedroom, which is how it happened. So, at any rate, I think I am laughing at the French curl. Anyway, I'm so glad to be here. As you all know, this is my last LA HRC Gala, and it was one of my first 7 years ago. There are so many special people in this room tonight, but I want to, in particular, just point out two people who, since we were together last, are going to be leading HRC's board of directors here in Los Angeles. My wonderful friend David Beckwith, who worked so diligently and unwaveringly for HRC for so many years. So David, thank you so much for your service to the organization. And of course, my friend Barry Harris, who makes me laugh every single day. So 7 years ago, as you all remember, when I arrived at the Human Rights Campaign, we found ourselves at that time in a huge battle with President Bush over, at the time, the federal marriage amendment. It was a horribly divisive battle. It was incredibly expensive for the Human Rights Campaign and for this community. And what is so fulfilling and inspiring to me as I stand here tonight is that none of us then could have foreseen this past month, where two states, Washington and Maryland, finally granted full marriage equality. And where the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that California's Proposition 8 is unconstitutional. To tell you that these victories, coupled with the decision by President Obama to stop defending the Defense of Marriage Act, and the unwavering commitment and hard work of every single person in this room, are ultimately going to bring full marriage equality to everyone in this country. So thank you for your role in being on the right side of history and helping us. But I don't want you to forget that the hard work and the commitment that all of you have brought to this fight over the last few years has helped us to achieve so much. Because it is all of you who stuck with us and did the hard work to ensure that the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act finally became law. It was the people in this room over 11 years who made sure that that happened. And it was all of you who helped us work with the Obama administration to finally, after 20 years, bring down the barrier against HIV-positive people coming into this country. After 20 years, we helped us bring down that barrier. And as a result, this summer, for the first time, the International AIDS Conference will be held in Washington, D.C. Thanks to your effort. You've also helped us hold corporate America to a much higher standard in their LGBT workplace policies through HRC's Corporate Equality Index. And there are many corporate sponsors here tonight, and I want to thank all of you for your incredible commitment to this organization. And you've also given us the resources to now begin rating this nation's hospitals on the way that they treat LGBT patients and their families, through a survey program called the Healthcare Equality Index as well. So thank you for making that possible. And as you saw on the video, after 17 long years, you helped us end the discriminatory policy of don't ask, don't tell. And I believe that as long and overdue as this repeal is, it is going to help us make other advancements because when the U.S. military opens its doors, it is hard for others to shut them in our face. So thank you for helping make that victory possible. I also tonight want to thank the David Bonnet Foundation, because we are joined tonight by a table of active duty service members that the David Bonnet Foundation made possible. So please join me in thanking them for their service. This has been an extraordinary journey over the past 7 years. And it has been made possible because of the people in this room who stuck with us at the Human Rights Campaign, even when the odds seemed bleak. So I thank you. But the reality is that none of the milestones that I just mentioned would have happened without the leadership of President Obama. As I prepare to leave HRC, know this: I will do everything in my power between now and November to ensure that President Obama is re-elected. Because if he is not, all of the gains that we have made over the past few years will come to a grinding halt. Now, this is going to be my top priority, it is going to be HRC's top priority, and I hope that it will be yours as well. Because to my way of thinking, there is a scary undertone unfolding in this election season. It is this stream of arguments wrapped around a central theme that is alarming on so many levels. It is this notion being put forth by our opponents in this presidential contest that giving women access to reproductive health care is somehow an assault on religious liberty. That contraception is an assault on religion. That the fight for LGBT equality, and in particular our fight for marriage equality, is an assault on religion. Now, this is a dangerous narrative, and it is one that we cannot let go unanswered. It means that we have a moral obligation to fight back against those who are advancing it. Because if, God forbid, we actually had a President Romney or a President Santorum, they would both be really emboldened and almost obligated to act on this belief system. And what does that mean for us? I have no doubt at all that we would be right back in a fight to stop the federal marriage amendment, right back where we began 7 years ago. So we have a lot of work to do. And I know that all of you are going to continue to do that hard work with the next president of the Human Rights Campaign. Now, 2 weeks ago, yesterday, the Human Rights Campaign appointed a brilliant strategist and a wonderful man as HRC's next president. And I am delighted that they chose my friend, Chad Griffin. And while all of you know him as the mastermind behind the federal lawsuit to overturn California's Proposition 8, Chad has spent his entire career taking on the toughest fights against entrenched, well-financed interests. He is passionate about our equality and, more importantly, has a proven track record of consistently delivering results. Already, the fight to overturn Prop 8 has prevailed in 2 federal courtrooms. Chad Griffin has the leadership qualities critical to propel our movement for equality forward, and I am so proud that he will succeed me this June leading HRC. Now, I think of HRC as a family, and over my 7 years as president of this great organization, you have been there to help us make tremendous progress for this country. I know that you will continue to be there as Chad fights to propel our movement forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming HRC's next president, my friend, Chad Griffin.